Dire team pick.
And Drow Ranger. I mean, this is it. This is it. Yesterday, we haven't really seen a lot of Drow Ranger, and I was surprised. Today already, we're seeing it picked up way more often, and I'm not surprised because this hero is so good. And you can also see that it's been picked up with the Nature's Prophet, so he's gonna benefit from that aura on the offlane too. You already have this very solid lineup on the side of NIP. You have Abaddon and Drow Ranger. Remember in that first game that we watched, Abaddon and Drow Ranger, they also were together on the lane. But they had too many passive heroes on other lanes. In this particular situation, you already have the Prophet and the Sand King on the offlane that are going to do a whole lot. Then you just need to finalize the draft with something like Alina, something that's going to be aggressive, something that's going to be active. TA is not an option as it's been banned. Something that can pierce to Necro's Ghost Shroud would be pretty damn good for them. A Leshrac comes to my mind, Lina as well. So we're gonna see what they opt to go for. Alliance, yeah, this is pretty much 101 Alliance. We called it earlier, it's gonna be the Jug. And it's just one of those heroes that Mickey plays very well. And it's one of those heroes that they've won with versus the Drow Ranger multiple times already. However, every time they've won, they had a superior draft, and they had a really good laning stage. In this game, I'm not so certain that's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see. Because he's going to be playing versus Prophet and Sand King, and that's not an easy lane.
Yeah, I mean, like you called earlier, it seemed predictable to give this Juggernaut. But one thing, you saying they need like some sort of way of dealing with Necrophos maybe, and there is the classic counter still in the pool. Would fit NIP's kind of push timings. That's the Pugna.
Oh yeah, it's so good here. Pugna would be really good, as you'd have the Pugna versus the Necro versus the Jug too. It would give them an additional push. It's not like they're lacking a lot of push. What they would be lacking is initiation. They don't have the sand tons from him, right? So perhaps a DK wouldn't be that bad. Not great versus Necro on the lane though.
Does benefit from Drow afterwards and gives you those early pushes with the Nature's Prophet, the Drow. Like I'm just looking at NIP's lineup, and it feels like if Alliance can't tend to the lanes very rapidly, you could see NIP on the high ground by the 20-minute mark, right? In fact, we've seen that, especially from NIP before. They could even, I don't know if you want to do a Visage against a Necrophos, a hero we haven't seen in quite a while.
Dire team pick.
Let's say they ban out the Monkey instead.
Is this good? No, this can't be an Ember. Like, would you want to run an Ember against
Radiant team pick?
That's Huskar. Okay. We haven't seen a... When was the last time you saw a Huskar, Liz? I feel like it's been quite a while.
Well, Huskar has been played a lot by Alliance before, and they play it in such a way that they scale very late game with it. They aren't really pressured to go and just end the game early on, right, with this Husk pick. Instead, how they play it is like a hero that does scale into the mid game fairly well, but also they don't pressure Roshan that early on. They're not like crazy about it. They just pace themselves. They take their time and they just go. They just go even into the late game, and the Huskar that they play does fare very well.
Yeah, I'm shifting it now. Is that better? Am I spicing up a little?
I mean, it's all about me because you're going through my desktop audio. The way I hear it, it's good, but maybe they're trolling. Well, maybe it's just like, good.
Yeah, you just memeing, totally memeing.
Okay, let's focus. It's Twitch chat. Let's just focus.
You tell me if you can't hear my voice.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you well, baby. Let's go.
I've shifted the mic a little bit, so I hope that improves it. But no, this Huskar pick seems good, but I see one big problem, and that's that Alliance has left a Viper in the pit, in the pool rather.
Viper plus Drow Ranger, it would be good.
Be a spicy little pick.
You would be able to use that acid spray on the Huskar to get rid of his passive. It's not banned out, obviously. They banned out the Monkey instead, as Monkey used to be the go-to pick versus Husk on the lane. The go-to pick that could sometimes backfire, but usually would win versus Husk. And they go with the Viper. Makes a lot of sense.
What can I say? I'm just a drafting genius, really. You know, me and Pia were on the same wavelengths, got the same brain. Great for me, because that means I can win TI.
Now I have to switch the scene to the Dota 2 in-game scene.
Yeah. Oh, see, we'll get you there, but one day what you'll get good at is doing it in the midst of the transition, so you don't have.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the transition. Excuse me, sir.
Oh, I bet. Oh, that's right, because the person who's not doing the option then has to fill the time. So no, we're looking at this draft up, and the Viper fits with what we were theorizing around NIP's push times. Yes, it doesn't amp up their ability to take towers, but you think about what Fada wants to do on this Viper. He wants to farm up an ATOS. He wants to get aggressive super early on. Huskar, unlikely to have a great lane here. It feels like there's a lot of pressure on Juggernaut to perform well, get a lot of gold, and I'd say also Tiger to make a lot of good on-point rotation.
Yeah, he's just gonna have to play his classic hero, right? He loves playing these Vipers, these Phasers. Yeah, he has adapted to new styles of playing, but Fata, he has always been known. Razors, Vipers, those are his go-to heroes. Those are those filthy, tanky midders that aren't really flashy, but they get the job done. That was Fata before, and going back to his roots, I guess, in this game, as he's gonna be facing up against Qualifier and his Huskar. Now, Boxy Shaker, man. That's also a hero that I really have to mention, as he loves that. He loves that Shaker. Always the same build. Power Threads, Magic Wand, Aegonins. Once he gets that Axe, suddenly the game goes their way. And it's also a hero that works really well versus pushing lineups, such as the one of
Prepare for
NIPs.
battle.
Yeah, those additional creeps. Alright, we're gonna try some here. Tell me if this sounds horrible. Is that better?
It's the same to me, baby. Like, your voice is
How
the
about
same.
now?
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Okay.
It's
like,
as great as Taiga's Tusk.
Oh no, I
he
just
just
spilled monster on my deck.
He just dug up 100 battle points, and we're gonna see.
I'm gonna lick it up. Give me a moment. You continue.
Actually, it's not Tusk, it's Shaker. I'm crazy. It's Arcana Shaker. And you know what? I've been talking about Boxy and his Shaker this whole damn time, and it's actually gonna be Boxy on the Necro and Taiga on the Shaker. Now we're gonna see Mickey playing that Jug just as expected, Insania on the Oracle, and Koikwa on the Huskar going mid with the 3 gauntlets. We're probably gonna see 3 or 4 bracers, and let's see what's happening on the other side. We're gonna see Ace with that Drow Ranger waiting to see the lanes, actually, as he's not really moving anywhere just yet. Maybe they're thinking about putting the Drow mid, but we'll wait and see what happens there. As Sand King, played by Saksa, as expected, going to that top lane, gonna be coupled with 3/3's Nature's Prophet. On the safe lane, we're gonna see a battle, actually. And this Shakers are kinda looks like Tusk, I swear.
Yeah, it is a little bit freaky. Everything's sticky. You keep talking. I'll be right back.
Alright, so let's see. This is gonna be an aggressive tri-lane coming from Alliance. Taiga, Insania, and Mickey going down, as PPD is gonna be with his little Abaddon waiting up. Most likely his Drow to join him. This is the thing though, if they send Viper bottom, it can work for them, but I don't think they want to do that. They'd rather have Ace down there. But it looks like Ace is gonna go top, and then most likely what's gonna happen, 3-3 is gonna rotate bottom. We're just gonna see a lot of rotations coming from the 2 teams early on. Like, it's kind of normal. You just wanna have good lanes early on. Top lane, we see Saksa. He's already stunned up, blocked by one single tree, while the rest of them are destroying him.
Boxy, he might just get away though. The Death Pulse saves his life. He did have 2 Fairy Fires to work with, so if he died there, that would have been pretty calm of him.
Taiga was there also with the fissure, so he could have stopped. But the problem is this. He just ported bottom, Jug ported top, but it won't matter as 3-3 is just gonna... Oh, he cancels his port instead. He cancels his port and he stays top. Alright. He can get level 2 though, and with that level 2 he's gonna have teleportation to work with, so it's not really that bad.
We'll just wait it out a little bit, force Alliance to be the ones juggling around. Another big advantage of having the Prophet is your ability to switch in between these lanes very easily.
Yeah, it's always the advantage. Talking about
totally
mid lane though a little bit, Fata is doing fairly well. 8 CS versus 6 of Huskar, but Huskar isn't really suffering that much whatsoever. And this is probably the most boring lane to look at, so...
Look away, guys. It'll just be people farming and failing to kill each other, and that's it. That's literally it.
PPD just doing Abaddon things. He's gonna go for this bottom rune most likely.
PPT's trying to kill himself.
And he manages to. It's not that hard to kill yourself. What's hard is to like keep on going through the hardships of life and just continue believing and having a positive mindset. That's what's hard.
That's deep force right there. You know, there's no suicide hotline in Dota.
Yeah, it doesn't
happen.
It kind of happens, and it's good that it sometimes happens, as he's able to port back and just help his draw even more. So, looking at that, it's all right.
But if Reed being chased on too, Mike might be able to actually kill him here. He will.
There we go.
Here, first blood. Turns out, Earthshake Arcana doesn't matter. It's actually the Jug Arcana that matters. And Saxa, he's got the forest break to get away. He has to turn around, and that's going to mean he's death. That's
2 kills for them right there, and it's so important for Alliance to do that, as every time they have had success with this Jug, it's when he has a good start, right? When he has a good laning stage. It's not a recovery hero. It's not your Spectre. However, Fata mid.
He's screwed as well. Tiger with a rotation on point. Viper being punished. The hero that you'd expect to eventually assert dominance is the one being dominated.
Yeah, usually it is a hero that does fairly well versus Huskar, but it's because of his acid spray, as he can get rid of his passive. However, like right now, if Shaker is rotating around mid, it's very hard for him to stand and fight the 2 heroes. So they just dive him under the tower and they kill him. Taiga, good position, good fissure, and they get the kill.
Point 0-3 the score right now, and Alliance doing fairly well in terms of CS. Boxy's struggling a little bit, but it's made up for by the fact that Qualifier and Mike are having a great time.
Comes to the bottom lane overall, Ace is doing fairly well. He's not really known for his Drow Ranger. His Drow Ranger, yeah, he had some issues with this hero, but so far he's doing all right in the lane, at least 16 PS.
And the Drow having a great start is key here. I think what's concerned is if you fall behind these lanes, this isn't your Prophet support that can easily just spend time rotating and harassing people out, right? Like, if he's going to go in, he needs to find a kill.
Most certainly. PPD, he's just gonna try and battle it out here around the bounty runes, as they're gonna start fighting 20 seconds as the bounty runes spawn.
Lingering around. Of course, Tiger could cut them off from this. PPD, like, it's just frustrating. If you try and contest him on the runes, even if you think you're gonna kill him, he'll just deny himself out, especially with a level 2 miscoil. Let's turn up.
On the top rune as well, there's Insania and there's Saxa. Stand King, he has the stun though to work with, so it's gonna be hard for Insania to take either one of these 2 bounties, even with the Purge. And on the bottom lane, Taiga.
He gets one, and Boxy gets the other, so 2 runes apiece in the end.
Yep, Saxa picks up the 2 on top lane, and they pick up the 2 on the bottom lane, so... Alright, show Earthshaker Arcana. Alright, let's look at Earthshaker's Arcana a little bit.
I mean, you gotta give the community what they want.
Yeah, it looks good.
Like Valve just did.
I mean, when the game started, I literally thought they had a Tusk instead. Top lane, 3-3.
That's a small detail. It's not like he's he's not gonna die. No,
he's being chased, and Husk
he salved and interrupted immediately. They're gonna cut the trees and chase on in 33.
He can block them though. He can block them. However, on the mid lane, we see Shaker there.
Going deep. Tiger chasing on through, batting him down. PPD gets the denial though. The Photic Shield, just the right amount to ensure that he denies himself. And Saxa will hide here, probably for a long time, as Tiger isn't gonna leave. Yep.
However, that's a catapult lane, and they're pushing in. Fata is level 5, and this tower is gonna take some damage. Also, there's Regen Rune for Fata on top lane if he wants to go for that. Yeah, so he's gonna recover on this lane for sure. Top lane 3-3.
They thought about it, but they saw PPD's rotation in. If they get him to like a third of his HP, they can just spin him down, but it's risky. They can easily be turned around on here with the Sand King.
And Shaker is down bottom now. It's all about Taiga and his rotations, as Boxy is level 5. He's not there yet with level 6, but let's see. They miss it, but on the top lane, they do not miss on Insania.
Going in. Sax trying to block him off. Mike does actually use a spin though, so Saxa has to hide. They'll heal him up the missed call, and Insania be chased on too. They'll get him with the final tap. Saxa barely survives. PPD, you can't even pressure him. You know what's going to happen if you poke him one more time.
Yeah, he can't really. They have this shrine that they can use on the top lane, so that's most likely what they're gonna do. At the same time, Ace is just completely sacked on the bottom lane. He's zoned out by this Shaker. He understands that if he goes close enough, Shaker is gonna block him, and he can't do that. But 3-3 is here. And Boxy, he's silenced.
Trouble. Oh, the Fissure, no! There, she trap him. He's going to go for the Ghost Route, heal himself up. 33. The rotation, not as on point as you'd hope. They're chasing him off. Tiger going to just run them down, but the Frost Arrows keep them alive. Sprout, they're looking to turn around. Need to be careful. Boxy, though, moving across right now. Ace just poking and prodding this level 2 Frost Arrow to keep them away.
Yeah, that was a good rotation by 3-3. Well, the idea was good, but the execution wasn't, as Boxy was hidden behind the trees and Ace couldn't really continue hitting him before the Ghost Shroud was popped. The silence was there, and that's why Drow is really good versus him at the moment. But yeah, they just didn't kill him fast enough.
And Ace is getting ever closer to that level 6. Crucial for him to actually just start ramping up his farm rate. Father already just going towards the jungle. He realizes it's hard to actually tend to his lane, especially with the threat of Tiger looming at every turn.
Yeah, it's pretty much what you do as a Viper, to be honest. You just go and you get some stacks and you farm the jungle as you get just as much as you would from that lane. The only negative aspect of this is the fact that you're taking the jungle away from Ace, who just ported here, and at the same time Huskar is just having the freest time of his life on that mid lane, so...
He also went for those arcane boots. Now, we've seen more recently a lot of time Vipers, they skip the boots altogether and rush the Atos, right? But I guess slow him down more. Between that and the fact you're mentioning about the Drow needing this jungle area, it's very hard.
Shaker is mid, he's hasted.
Ready to
But
go.
yeah, he decides not to go for that fissure. Maybe with Necro coming in, Boxy is coming around, so perhaps they could do something.
That ward as well. They can actually cut him off perfectly here. The haste is running out is the problem. Like, are they just going to wait for him to return to lane? Seems like a safer option. They do see him under wards, but they don't want to be diving next to the tier 2. There could be a lot of TP rotations coming in if they do that.
Yeah,
Especially with 33.
I just boosted your microphone a bit more. I think there was a problem. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. There you go.
No, don't do that. You're gonna kill him, man.
What?
You're gonna kill them.
My voice is a killer. I'm not gonna lie.
You're a killer pigeon.
In the name. So, Saxa's just gonna use his bot lane to farm up. They don't really want to spend too much time around here considering they already took the tower. But Boxy wasted a lot of time.
This is pretty much a dead lane for him, so he's just gonna go bottom and farm up towards his drums or blink dagger, whatever he opts to go for. I believe it's gonna be the blink. They need some sort of initiation, while the rest of them are gonna try and pressure top and mid. You can see Drow and Furion are on the top lane, so they aren't really utilizing their time in a very optimal way on the side of NIP, as they have multiple cores on the same lane, on the same side of the map, farming, which isn't really that great. Ace isn't really finding a lot of farm so far, but he's just gonna be in this triangle of his right here, and he's gonna be farming the creeps, just chilling, you know, classic.
Then, like, just spend your time well, but be worried, because Qualifier is top net worth, Nikkei just behind him. Alliance, they have a slight gold lead, but what matters is where that gold is. The good news is that the Tiger is far off from ever having a blink dagger. Like, this is not going to be a fast blink unless we see some ultra big team fights in the next 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, he had some good rotations with the Shaker, but he didn't really manage to get way too much done early on. It's one of those games. It just happens that way. He's gonna have to stay on the lane and just recover. Aksa, bottom lane.
Going in. Jumps straight across. Qualifier pushes him back further. And Sax says thank you very much. And now Sandstorm, I can hide in about 5 seconds. Nope. They actually use the Courier. They get
and
the
on
side.
the mid lane, Taiga. He's gonna be the one
now.
that falls.
Tiger's gonna fall, but they might find some vengeance here. Although it's just boxing him.
Nah, it's just Boxy. He can maybe defend this a little bit, delay the push, but that's about it. So instantly 2 position 4s die. Shaker on one side, Sand King on the other, and perhaps this tier 1 on the mid lane is gonna be pressured even further now. Taiga is porting in, however.
Boxy is going to stand his ground. The pain in the ass, of course, is that he can't heal up in that Never Toxin. That does disable the Heartstop, or a Fada will just TP away.
And you can see that the catapult is still protected. Failing down on this tower. And they're gonna deny it. Yeah, it's in deny range. Now, the thing is, why Alliance are in a sort of a better position right now is the fact that this Jug that had a good laning stage on top, he has his drums working towards that Yasha. He's completely fine at pressuring this tower and zoning out the Drow Ranger every time she comes like across this part of the map. She can't cross this. Let's see. Ace, don't do it! Never mind, he crossed it. He crossed the line.
Uh-oh. Well,
he has to be punished for it. But
I don't know if this is like US border control or somewhere in South America where, you know, it's a bit more lenient. You just walk over the border without being spotted.
The thing is, he crossed the line, but it was a bait. That's why he crossed it, because Fata and Saxa were... Yeah. Saxa and Fata were smoked up, and they're diving behind. It's a very hard kill. Like, you can't really get Mickey, as he does have that spin to work with.
Absolutely. And there's no 6 on Sania, so that was their best opportunity, which means...
Why is KillerPigeon...
force out this false promise.
Why is KillerPigeon casting from the kitchen?
Because I'm cooking up a fight that's going to occur in 2 minutes. That's my prediction. Alliance will fight into an NIP in 2 minutes time. Maybe sooner. Qualifier.
Mid lane? So guys, just so I explain, what happened is we had some issues with KillerPigeon's OBS, so I took over the OBS. However, I have never obsed and I have never been the main caster, right? So we have some audio issues. Please, I'm sorry for it, and thank you for understanding. Hopefully, we'll make it all work until game 2 starts. Right now, we're just gonna do our best and cast this game. Boxy mid lane.
Oh, Boxy. Protected though, they push it off. The spin comes out, chasing from the Ace right now. Viper Strike is out to slow down the others. Target can't get cross Scythe there, and not enough to kill Ace. They throw out the Omni Slash as well. Browse down for 30 seconds. Luckily, the Scythe didn't get that extra spawn time.
Sand King behind as well, chasing down.
Tiger's begging for help right now. There's no way out though. Saxa says you're not leaving alive.
Yeah, PPD is running away from Mickey, as Mickey isn't really that fast. At the moment, he doesn't have that Yasha completed, so at least it's the Abaddon that survives. But we did see Drow Ranger fall, and we saw Shaker fall on the other side.
33 will go straight towards bot. Looks to push that in. Sees actually the dead lane may be an exploitable lane for a push, considering that's the only remaining tier 1 tower that Alliance have. And, well, if you're an H's Prophet and you're not getting all the tier 1 towers by the 20-minute mark,
yeah, you're doing something wrong. Usually, you definitely want to have these towers down, especially when you're playing with Drow Ranger. And you can see that he's building into a vessel. I really like this item build by 3-3 because he had to go for it. Vessel is of utmost importance for them in this particular game because they're playing versus Necro, they're playing versus Oracle, they're playing versus Huskar too. So every single one of these heroes gets wrecked by Vessel, so it's really good that 3-3 opted to go for that. However, at the same time, they're gonna have, let's say, is he building? No, he's building into a Mech on Necro, but there's Insania. He's gonna have False Promise, he's gonna have Fortune Sand. Koikva also has his Life Break that gets rid of the Vessel, so they have to be careful how they use it. It's a very big investment.
I want to approach this right now because it looks like they're prepping for runes. There might be a little bit of contest. Quickfizz here. Doesn't realize PPD is the invis rune though. Things are coming out now, but they don't have vision. They're trying to actually bait PPD up, but you won't fall for it. Let's go back to farming. Ace, content to just stay here the rest of the game. Although, admittedly, let's say in the last 2% of the game, you might want to come out and push their base.
Yeah, this is the classic triangle. This is where the Drow Ranger just goes and farms. Usually the best way of sorting this and dealing with this is to block the Ancients, but right now they don't really have the strength necessary to invade, so they can't. Instead, they're just busy with Saxa on the bottom lane. They do have a dust.
Speak of strength, they're looking to flex on him. Fire strikes away though. And they ping, they know where he is, but they can't see him. Bit of a mishap there.
Top lane, however.
Top, jumping in. Tiger, they're trying to go on him right now. It's going to turn around to 33. Quick for moving in, needs to be careful and slowed down by the frost arrows and silent stuff. Now the pierce damage will start to really damn well hurt. Gets the armor toggle. False promise to protect him. Tiger getting low, has the Echo Slam, but doesn't use it. Quickbow will look to retreat.
He's trying to run out, but there's everyone coming up. He has that port.
Diving. They decide against it. They force a TP rotation in now. Mike. They know Mike is the biggest threat to them right now. They
All
can handle
four of
the
them.
Huskar. They can't handle both. They're moving in. Quakefa has the fires. Going to push them back a little bit. Fire Strike comes out. In a little bit of trouble. Mike moving in. Has Omni Slash, but no. Gus comes out. Jumps forward. With the life break. Goes on the Fada. Going to get rid of him quick enough. Omni Slash bounces across. Huskar's down. Viper as well. Now they're going to spin Mike. Going for the kill on the Saxa. The dust does reveal him. Poxy about to escape. In the meantime, Saxa will fall.
Aiga has ported in.
Still chasing. Ace trying to move away. He has to keep turning around for these frost arrows though, and that's the problem. Tiger cuts them off perfectly with the fissure. They'll run him down. Ace the big kill they're looking for. TP out by 33. PPD and Ace might not be so lucky though. Ace will be killed off. Try for the kill on Sania, but no proc for him. They ping on to PPD. He does borrow time, but can they actually catch him? It looks like the answer is no.
Yeah, so the problem there was 3-3, he tried to sprout Drow so that she can port out. They even used the Photic Shield on her. However, Ace was continuously using his Frost Arrows and he lost all the mana necessary to port out. I believe maybe he could have done it, but most likely what would have happened is Taiga with the Enchant Totem or the ultimate would have stopped him anyway. So, yeah, a valiant attempt of his to just keep on fighting. In the end, he does fall.
Yeah, he would have just been overwhelmed by the power of the Arcana.
Exactly, it's the Arcana, man. Like, how do you play against it? They should have banned it. Is it a Shaker? Is it a Tusk? Is it a Spirit Breaker? I don't know.
It's confusing, and this is the power, folks. You know, if you are just willing to upgrade to level 365 in your battle pass and give Gaben the hard-earned money he deserves, you too can be overpowered on Shaker anytime.
3-3 is just porting in, but yeah, that's about it. They move back. Right
but
now,
they've missed their opportunity, though. Look at Tiger's net worth. Like, look at his gold. He's about to have the Blink Dagger. That was the one chance you were going to get to slow this down.
it isn't Boxy Shaker, though. It's Taiga Shaker. He's great, but he's not Boxy. It's not the same thing. Like, when Boxy plays this
the
guy...
Blink instead of an Ag.
Yeah, when Boxy gets his Aghanins, the game changes completely. I'm yet to see what Taiga can do with his Blink. Obviously, it's a huge power spike for Alliance, as they're going to have the Huskar, they're going to have the Shaker with that Blink, but what they need desperately is a BKB on Huskar, because this Nether Toxin is just killing them at the moment. PPD...
Yeah, but look at this. Look at Roche right now. If this matches up, he's got the Blink Dagger, he's moving in, they're trying to slow us down. Boxy's baiting them, he has the Ghost Shroud in the mech. They stack at all, the Echo Slam is going to be a big surprise for them. Last comes down Huskar, Fissure on the side, Tiger waiting for the opportunity to pounce in here. PPD. This is borrowed time, looking to move away from Mike.
Yep.
They're suspicious. They wondered why Boxy ran in like that, and for good reason, because Tiger was waiting, ready to just pounce on them with that Blink Dagger.
There's the smoke. PPD is the one that's trying to go up front to bait them. He doesn't have a buyback if he dies, and no ulti to work with either.
Be careful, Roche is below half HP. If anyone leaves this Roche engagement, the other team will take it.
There's the smoke from NIP.
Boxy breaks it. Things come out.
They're playing really well around this.
Scythe, backside, Sand King's gone.
60 seconds.
Sideline. No buyback either. The drums activate. Mike wants to pursue for more, but they can't find it just yet. Qualifier, guard in the backside. Boxy taking a lot of damage. Ghost Shroud comes out. He's still got the mech to work with. The Viper Strike's used on him as well to a lot of damage. Jumping across on the Fada. Qualifier gets in way. The inner fire disarms him. Inside though, spin coming out. 33 just blocks him in, but not for long. He has the Quillen Blade to cut that tree. Gonna back up a little bit. Sand King's still dead for 40. Shaker still not getting a chance to use that Blink for the big Echo opportunity.
NIP is doing a really good job at delaying this. They're waiting for their Sand King. They really do not want to commit completely. And now, Nation Prophet, 3-3, he just ported bottom to kill the courier. Yeah, and also he's gonna have the bounties. But it's on the rest of his team to try and delay this rush because it's falling fast.
PBD chasing him right now. Has the borrowed time to work with again. Buyback comes out from Sand King. Jacob ready to jump in, but he can't. Blink Dagger is on cooldown. They pick up the Aegis, snatched by Mike. So NIP get the kill. They don't get the Aegis. Necrofox needs to be saved. False Promise comes out for Foxy. The damage should overwhelm him. And Insania, he'll go down. Fire, pushing far away. Actually assist him in the end. Boxy says, screw it, I'm dead anyway. Omni Slash gets set up for them. Gonna go Shaker through. They tank it between him. Mike has to spin, looking on the PPD. He's gonna get rid of him quickly. And Shaker is being zoned away by Saxer at all times. Mike now in trouble. Needs some assistance. Does have that Aegis to work with. They're gonna bait them in. Tiger, no Echo Slam, no mana. He can't actually go for it, and instead he needs to move away quickly. But the epicenter jump forward, Saxer gets the kill. Silences out to Mike. He has no way to escape this either. Even with the wand, he knows he's dead.
Yeah, he didn't have the Manta. The silence just took care of him. Also, that Shaker jumped in. After using Fissure, he tried to jump in and use the Echo Slam, but he didn't have enough mana to actually follow up. So he just falls, and NIP, even though they lose the Aegis, they take a good fight and they win it in the end. The only bad part for them is the fact that Saxa, I believe, he had to buy back. Did he buy back?
He had to buy back to get back in there. At least he has his Blink Dagger, though. So it's not the worst thing in the world if Sand King has to buy back. Same would have been for Shaker if you already have Blink. The sad part for Shaker, by the way, is his serious lack of mana that denied him the ability to even try and turn that around for Alliance.
Yeah, he was patient, he was waiting, he was ready and waiting, but it just never happened. Jug went way too deep without follow-up. Huskar was not following him, Shaker was not following him.
Oh, he tried.
Again.
And now, they pushed him out of the sprout, but the damage is done. He's too low.
He's just gone.
You can see how desperate he is to try and find some value out of this Blink. And desperation.
Yeah, Sand King is the one making value out of it.
Stania, trouble, gusted up.
He's dead.
Trees, but it's too late. He's gone. Double kill already for 33. They're going to pursue, looking for more. They won't be able to find it though.
They don't have to. They can just find the towers.
Strike.
They can go top. That's what they're gonna do instead. They're gonna go top.
This is a high ground.
Yeah, this is a high ground push. Shaker is dead for 8 more seconds, so perhaps it's not gonna be the longest high ground push. But if they do manage to scout him out and use, let's say, a vessel on him, you won't be able to blink in and use that echo again. And look at this. This tower is melting. They have to be careful. You can see the way they're spread out. It's a perfect line. Like, they're spread out in such a way that Shaker has no opportunity of catching multiple heroes with that echo slam. And now they fall back. They keep this. You see how they're standing right here on the high ground. If Mickey approaches, he can get gusted and killed. But instead, they're just afraid. If they knew that he was alone, they would have went for that 100%.
Well, Oscar's an easier target. He ran pretty far out, and Quick Push should be falling here. Force Staff goes to the TP out. The armlet activated. It's just enough.
Yeah,
the final proc that would have actually killed him was then following through the air.
He survives. Insania dies somewhere else to Bata. And overall, they're gonna go back for this tier 3 once again. Jugger is not there. He's mid.
Yeah, he's coming back now. The Corey has respawned, so he can actually finally get his hands on his Manta, but it's too late. NIP, they identify that. They get the tower, and they get out.
Yeah, so what they're gonna do instead, they're gonna move towards this shrine and take it. It's your classic move, right? You take the tier 3s, and after that, you move slowly towards the shrines to take them down. This particular shrine is so important because it allows you to go for that rush kill, or allows you to buy back and continue fighting around the rush. So right now, NIP is in a big advantage when it comes to anything involving Roshan. But luckily for Alliance, he might respawn in 4 minutes and 20 seconds, so there's still time for them to make a slight comeback. And Alliance versus NIP, they're not looking nearly as strong as versus some other teams that they've played against today.
Oh no. And they're going to try and offset that. They're going to try and recover some. They're smoked up and moving in right now. They're still yet to use an Echo Slam. We want to see those big, beautiful particle effects. Tiger, smoke breaks, things come out, though they've seen him. The rest of the team are going to rotate around. They're dangling Mike, but now that dangle is obvious due to the smoke break. They don't want to approach high ground. That would be a little bit risky. Or would it? Boxy moving in right now. The healing wall behind him.
He's the one that can move in front because he has an Oracle behind him. He also has a mech. So even if they do silence him, chances are he won't die and they'll counter-attack them.
Tiger might, though. He's in trouble right here. Tom, try and protect him. Activate the borrowed times, chasing him, make sure he can't blink in any direction right now. Epicenter being charged up. Saxa just snipes him out. 4 on 4, and guess who wins? The NIP support now moving in. Omnislash gets killed in a drought. Using the Never Strike coming out across on the Quake Bus, slowing him down a little bit, but they need to do more than this. Vada looking to turn around, so the break on the Huskar. There's going to be a false promise to protect him. Jumps forward with a life break, pushes him across, disarming the Viper, looking for the kill steal. Should heal up a lot from this, but Vada is so tanky. The side comes out. It's not enough to kill him off, though. So much mag resistance with his pipe build. On the side, PPD goes down to Mike. They might finally get Vada, but it costs them a lot of time.
That cost them a lot of time, and meanwhile, 3-3, what has he been doing? He's just on top lane, split pushing, and that's about it, as he takes down a full set of Raxes. So yeah, you do win yourself a team fight, which is very important, but you lose a full side. Which team came out on top in that particular engagement? I think it's a little bit even, as Alliance did get a lot of gold out of it. They're still 9k behind, and they lost the side, but they did take down the Drow, the Viper, and the Abaddon. 3-3, however, like, look at him. Vlad's, Maelstrom, Vessel, took down a full side. One of the reasons why Alliance could not fight that fight properly is because they lacked Vessel in it. This item is so important for them throughout these fights, as it handles Huskar, it handles Necro, it handles Oracle too. Just talk about what he's doing, but everything. He would say, I'm using Jinada now, I'm tossing Shuriken, I'm planting a ward right here on this hill next to this tree. It would be annoying, man, but it worked out for him, apparently, as he's the captain of Alliance right now.
You find annoying, yeah. He found valid to get up in the arms of Alliance, lead in the double. Maybe that's what it is, Liz. You just need to go in your games, and you need to just tell people everything you're doing. Even like things you're doing on Twitch. Like, I'm talking to my chat right now. I'm changing songs. Maybe. Every little detail can be interpreted differently.
You can see that they're doing exactly what we talked about. Saxa just covering 3-3 as he is split pushing the bottom lane. And Alliance, maybe it's the pause, but they're very slow to react to this. And... oh, Epicenter, but Shaker is behind.
In. Spirit Vessel comes out, Foxy in a little bit of trouble. Going to try and heal himself up. Doesn't get that much out of it due to the Spirit Vessel, though. They'll get him low, they'll purge him off and save his life. Shaker just in the nick of time to save the life of his core.
Yeah, Saksa was covering 3-3, but at the same time, Taiga was mimicking his movement and covering his offlaner, so they did a really good thing there, saving Boxy.
But while Mike was pushing out the top, 33 had to come up here to slow it down and respond. That means they forced Prophet away from this area. The rest of his team's around. The benefit is that you can TP back in. Burrow Strike comes out, insanely in trouble. Full fall here. Fisher not really changed much. Echo. They commit heavily with the extra slam. It's not enough though. They're going to bounce across. Omnislash goes the wrong way, and Ace is left on the side to poke and prod at the squishy element of Alliance as Mike is ran down and chased off. He can't get out. He cuts the wrong tree.
He cut the wrong tree, and Necro at the same time is very low. Yeah, Saksa with the stun.
will get the kill, and look at the creep wave is pushing in. They might go high ground off this.
But most certainly they will. They're gonna force a couple of buybacks because Huskar didn't even join that fight. I understand why not. He doesn't have that BKB. He needs 400 gold more, but that Omnislash was so unfortunate for them too, as it went away from Ace and went on to these two tanky targets, Fata and Saksa. They just couldn't get them. And now this tier 3, look at it, melt.
Won't take long. He's got the pass on PVD and Boxy. He chased onto Burrow Strike through after he's done on his heals. He needs to get out of dodge, but I'm not sure if he can. Insania going to be chased away. He'll throw out the false promise just before he dies. Boxy didn't really need it, but well, better it used than you dead and unable to throw it out any longer. Fisher, Tiger. Once again, the story of the game being blocked out, unable to do anything. The double stun is good. Tiger's going to fall. Now chase the fall. Boxy with the Spirit Vessel on him should fall next. Got the Scythe, no chance to use it. Qualifier goes down. And it looks like this might be coming to a close. Everyone on the side of Alliance is dead. Buyback comes out, Huskar, Jug is back up. This is our one last chance, our one last hurrah, because NIP have no intention of leaving this base.
And he was in the bathroom for 30 minutes to return to this shit. It's not good. They just lost one lane. They lost the top lane before to the Nature's Prophet.
Speaking of Nature's Prophet, they try and punish him, but instead Qualifier, he's feeling the pain. Sprout locks him in. This arm won't matter. Doesn't affect magic immune targets. He will go down, and that'll just renew the push. The thing is, there's a tier 2 standing, so NIP, instead of going for the Ancient, they will just try and go for the easier choice of going for Megas.
Yeah, they have to get this tier 2 down before they go for the Megas, so they move back a little bit. Huskar is dead for 60 seconds. Necro is up in 28, but it looks like Insania, yeah, he's gonna fall to Ace. As he had that high ground ward, he had the vision, he took him down.
Well, Mike, 15 seconds and a dream. A dream that doesn't involve you bouncing the creep, although the creeps will be cleared quickly by the Battle Fury. Yours coming out, keeping Shaker out the fight. Sakta, Burrow Strike, he's just maximizing his control to make sure he can't do anything. Fisher being used, Shaker almost down. TPD's thinking about going for a 33. He's going to TP and they miss time at Tiger. Looks like he might go down. One more hit's going to be enough. BK cuts the 3 to escape. But with that Shaker, they know it's over. GG comes out.
Yeah, that's about it. It was just way too difficult for them. After that bottom lane tier 2 fight, the game is just over. NIP, truth be told, they were just in front. They had 10k, 12k advantage at that point, so it wasn't really too hard for them to close this game, specifically because Huskar was not ready to fight. They tried to fight without him. They tried to fight without his BKB. You're doing it 4 versus 5. There's absolutely no chance for you to win that fight. Specifically after that Omnislash just whiffed, went away from Ace. They had some luck involved there, but you know, even if the luck didn't go their way, if it bounced onto Ace, I still think they couldn't have won that. After the game, where must I go? Scoreboards, right? Graphs.
Yeah,
Right.
you go to the scoreboards next after I give a fancy closeout like, well, despite all their efforts, NIP, they ramped up. We said around the 20-minute mark, they'd find their way onto the high ground, and if that happened, Alliance were in deep doo-doo. And it just seemed the story of the game was just Tiger being invalidated. Like, he got a decent time on the blink after some early fights, and after that, not able to ever use it effectively. Means that NIP take game 1. Best of 3, however. Whoever loses here will fall down to the lower bracket. But obviously, you'd prefer to take that easy assured first slot instead of falling down to the lower bracket. Honestly, even after this list, are we looking? Are we going to say NIP like dominant, or is this just more like the draft that was the problem?
I believe they're looking dominant. They're looking really strong with their drafts, and also, obviously, it's the power of the Drow Ranger plus Furion and Viper. That Huskar pick got countered by the Viper. The Drow and the Furion did a whole lot in the laning stage. The Jug just never showed up. He was a little bit too aggressive after that first Aegis. I believe that punished them a lot as they missed out the opportunity to use the first Blink Dagger Echo properly. Shaker was just very silent after the laning stage too. So there's many things, but Alliance, they have played versus such lineups before with Jug and they managed to win. This time around, NIP just proving to be a little bit stronger and faster with their execution.
Short break, folks, and then we should be back with the second game. Just sit back in your DX Racer chair if you got one, and if you haven't, get your hands on one because they are comfy and good. I'm going to take a 2-minute nap, and then we should return in a few minutes after that, the second game of this upper bracket series.